This is just a short video about a couple of interesting news stories that I saw today, and I believe that both of them will end up having very big impacts in the near future. The first story involves a move that should have surprised no one, which is that former President Donald Trump has, once again, called on Russia to help him get information that would benefit him politically. In an interview with the Just the News television show on Real America's Voice, airing March 29th, Trump calls on Russian leader Vladimir Putin to release any information he possesses on Hunter Biden's dealings with oligarchs in Eastern Europe. If this sounds vaguely familiar, Trump famously called on Russia to find Hillary Clinton's emails ahead of the 2016 election, and just like he was doing back then, today's request is less about getting at the truth than it is Trump looking for a little help from his friends. By the way, don't expect this news to go away anytime soon. Trump and nearly everyone else on the right will be hitting this Hunter Biden story hard over the next few months. And after the GOP regains control of Congress later this year, this issue will absolutely explode. The second story involves a statement by Senator Romney concerning NATO and the prospect of Trump winning in 2024. In Romney's words, a second term by Trump would basically end NATO as we know it. If he were to come back as the U.S. president, I think it would represent a pretty dramatic departure for the world, and they would rethink whether they can count on the United States to lead NATO and to lead other nations as they push back against China and against Russia. That Trump wasn't the biggest fan of NATO was obvious from early on in his administration, as he had privately discussed a desire to pull the U.S. out of the organization several times over the course of 2018. Trump's former National Security Advisor John Bolton said in early March of this year that he thinks Trump would have pulled out of NATO if he won re-election in 2020. In my opinion, Trump's desire to leave these alliances and trade agreements is really based on his innate desire to see his own name stamped on a new alliance or trade deal. It's all about that monstrous ego with Trump, and his own name must be branded on everything. Looking ahead, 2025 will be a year that truly shakes the world in so many ways. I know that 2025 still seems far off, but we can be sure that time will fly by, just like it always has. Before long, we'll be watching Trump being sworn in as the 47th President of the United States, at least until he's retroactively proclaimed the winner of the 2020 election and presidential term limits are eliminated, in which case he'll still be the 45th president in his third term. But back to the subject of this story, NATO will certainly bite the dust early on in Trump's next term, and not only will that send shockwaves throughout Europe, but the entire world order will be drastically remade almost overnight as new alliances spring up in response. Make no mistake about this, Trump seeks to remake the world in his own image with his own name attached to every major alliance and treaty. It will truly be a new world order, and the creator will be Donald J. Trump. And remember all those Christians who warned us about the dangers of the new world order for so many years? Most of them won't even bat an eye. That's all for this short video, and if you care to leave a comment, please do. As always, please be respectful in any comment you leave, especially toward those with whom you disagree. I'll talk to you guys soon.